Moo. Oof. Freak. What's that, guys? I need my food. Your girl hungry. Thank you. That comment actually gives me. ¿Qué pasa? Don't know what that means. And no, it doesn't mean how am I. Whoa. I'm bored. I have so much homework to do. I haven't done any of it yet. I need to actually see what I got on my test scores. My score. Skyward. I'm about to go check. See if they put in the test scores. Are we getting a cameo from Superdad? I won't say I have no clue. I have to change my password today for my computer and it messes up everything. Okay. Oh! Bro, what? I'm going to scream. Better than my first script. I had to take it twice. I'm gonna scream. This damn teacher put in a 0 for something I turned in. I don't think I put. Did I not put my name on it? I have to log back in. I'm so pissed. Holy crap. I already have a missing it. Dad, I have a missing assignment already. And it makes no sense because I turned it in.
Well, send a text to your professor.
Well, Dad, I can't send a text to my teacher.
Well, okay, send an email.
I don't know him like that. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Holy crap. I'm going. Bro. I'm watching your video and the review of what's the difference between the Popeyes chicken sandwich and Chick-fil-A. I want to try it so bad. The reactions. They can't choose. So basically, what they're saying is that they both have good chicken, but Popeyes has like toasted bread, while Chick-fil-A doesn't. Tea? Okay. So I'm taking a club. Yeah, I know, I'm in a club. Oh my god. But I got a sheet. The ABCs. I'll tell you yourself. So, let's see. A, B, C, D, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, I think that's how you do P, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. How'd I do? Oh, they're pretty good. A, B, C, G, freak, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, A, N, O, P, Q, R, X, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Wait. A, B, C, D, E. Hand signal. I'm doing sign language. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now let's go ahead. So you putting in the chicken Alfredo? Okay. Now spell out my name. A, M, wait. E, I think it's M, N, Y. It's M. I want to use telepathically for you. Are you ready? Okay. Telepathy. Go ahead. What am I thinking?
So it says from 6 to 9. It wants to go from the
I think that's why you're reading my mind. Yeah, I can my signal to you by using telepathy. I'm eating cherries.
Hey,
how are you doing? Are you ready? I am. Pretty nervous.
If you can let me, you can receive my telephone.
Oh, good job. I saw it. All right, ready? All right, see you later.
all right. Okay, thank you.
Did you ask Mom?
About what? Yeah.
Are you eating grape? No. I'm eating a cherry. Sounds kind of creepy. You must be old since you Bro, born in the USA, stop coming for people. Boy 17, aren't you born? Born in the USA? What? No. Excuse me. Emmy is studying. We should help her. I'm not actually studying. I'm watching. I was watching something. Okay. But I really need to. So you guys are going to be here with me. I'm going to read out the story. And then I'm going to read out the story, and then I'm going to read out the questions that I have for it. And you guys are going to help me answer the questions. Got it? Good. Okay. Okay. In a forest of mixed growth. Okay, by the way, there's some names in here that I don't understand, that I don't know how to say. Read it, please. Okay, there's 3 stories. I have to answer 3 different questions. And this is due by 11:59. So, we're going to be productive. So this is called The Interlopers by Saki. Butchering names everywhere. Okay. Wait. I need some background noise, like maybe rain? Oh, wait, no. Hurricane Katrina? More like Hurricane Dardilla. Hurricane noises. Okay. Oof. Okay. Turn down this a little bit. In a forest of mixed growth, somewhere on the eastern spurs of the Giparians, a man stood one winter night watching and listening, as though he waited for some beast of the woods to come within range of his vision, or later of his rifle. But the game for whose presence he kept so keen an outlook was none that figured in the sportsman's calendar as lawful and proper for the chase. Ulrich von Gratwitz patrolled the dark forest in quest of a human enemy. The forest lands of Gratwitz were of wide extent and well stocked with game. The narrow strip of precipitous woodland that lay on its outskirts was not remarkable for the game it harbored, or the shooting it afforded, but it was the most jealously guarded of its owner's territorial possessions. A famous lawsuit in the days of his grandfather had wrested it from the illegal possession of neighboring family of petty landowners. The dispossessed party had never acquiesced. Let me see what that means. To accept something. Oh, in the judgment of the courts, and a long series of poaching, affrays, and similar scandals had embittered the relationships between the families of three generations. One since Ulrich had come to be the head of his family. If there was a man in the world whom he detested and wished ill, was George Zickman, the inhibitor of quarrel and the tireless game snatcher and raider of the disputed border forest. The feud might perhaps have died down or been compromised if the personal ill will of the two men had not stood in the way. As boys they had thirsted for one another's blood. As men each prayed that misfortune might fall on the other, and this wind-scorched winter night, Ulrich had banded together his foresters to watch the dark forest, not in quest of four-footed quarry, but to keep a lookout for the prowling thieves whom he suspected of being afoot from across the land boundary. The roebuck, which usually kept in the sheltered hollows during a storm wind, were running like driven things tonight, and there was movement and unrest among the creatures that were wont to sleep. What? That were to sleep through the dark hours. That was not grammatically correct. Assuredly, there was a disturbing element in the forest, and Ulrich could guess the quarter from whence it came. Just 5 pages to the story. He strayed away by himself from the watchers whom he had placed in ambush on the crest of the hill, and wandered far down the steep slopes and the wild tangle of undergrowth, peering through the tree trunks and listening through the whistling and skirling of the wind and the restless beating of the branches for sight and sound of the martyrers. That means one who roams from place to place making attacks and raids. Now you know, because, yeah. If only on this wild night in this dark, lone spot, he might come across George Zachman, man to man with none to witness. That was the wish that was uppermost in his thoughts. As he stepped round the trunk of a huge beech, he came face to face with the man he sought. By the way, the voice cracks. I don't know why. I'm reading the story off to the side if you guys are just not joining. So basically, sorry, pausing after there's a paragraph that I'm reading that after this. But if you guys are just not joining, basically I'm reading out a story that I have to do, and you guys are gonna help me answer the questions. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna keep going. Okay. The two enemies stood glaring at one another for a long, silent moment. Each had a rifle in his hand. Each had hate in his heart and murder uppermost in his mind. The chance had come to give full play to the passions of a lifetime. But a man who has been brought up under the code of restraining civilization cannot easily nerve himself to shoot down his neighbor in cold blood and without word spoken except for an offensive against his hearth and honor. Okay, then. And before the moment of hesitation had given way to action, a deed of nature own violence overwhelmed them both. A fierce shriek of the storm had been answered by a splitting crash over their heads, an eerie, that could leap aside a mass of falling beech tree had thundered down on them. Ulrich von Gradwitz found himself stretched on the ground, one arm numb beneath him, and the other held almost as helpless in the tight tangle of forked branches. While both legs were pinned beneath the fallen mass, his heavy shooting boots had saved his feet from being crushed to pieces. Oof. But if his fractures were not as serious as they might have been, at least it was evident that he could not move from his present position till someone came to release him. The descending twig had slashed the skin of his face, and he had to wink away some drops of blood from his eyelids before he could take in a general view of the disaster. Damn. At his side, so near that under ordinary circumstances he would have almost have touched him, lay George Zachman, alive and struggling, but obviously as helpless, pinned down as himself. I think that means pinned. All around them lay a thick, strewn wreckage of splintered branches and broken twigs. Wow, this is actually really interesting. Only 4 people watching? Okay. Relief at being alive and aspiration to his captive pling brought a strange medley of penis thank offerings and sharp cursing to Ulrich's lips. George, who was nearly blind with the blood which trickled across his eyes, stopped struggling for a moment to listen, and then gave a short snarling laugh. So you're not killed as ought to be, but you're caught anyway, he cried. Caught fast. Oh, what a jest. Ulrich von Granwitz snarled in his stolen forest. That's real justice for you. He laughed again, mocking and savagely. I'm caught in my own forest land, retorted Ulrich. When my men come to release us, you will wish, perhaps, that you were in a better plight than caught poaching on a neighbor's land. Shame on you. George was silent for a moment, then he answered quietly. Are you sure that your men will find much to release? I have men too, in the forest tonight, close behind me, and they will be here first and do the releasing. When they drag me out from under these cursed branches, it won't need much clumsiness on their part to roll this massive trunk right over on the top of you. Your men will find you dead under a fallen beech tree. From form's sakes, I shall send my condolences to your family. Freak. Dang. Okay. It's a useful hint, said Ulrich fiercely. My men had orders to follow in 10 minutes' time, 7 of which must have gone by already. And when they come get me out, I will remember the hint. Only as you will have met your death poaching on my lands, I don't think I can decently send any message of condolences to your family. Good, snarled George. Good. We fight this quarrel out to the death, you and I and our foresters, with no cursed interlopers to come between us. Death and damnation to you, Ulrich von Granwitz. Yeah. The same to you, George Zanam. Forgot how I was saying it. Forest thief. Game snatcher. Both men spoke with the bitterness of possible defeat before them, for each knew that it might be long before his men would seek him out or find him. It was a bare matter of chance which party would arrive first on the scene. Both had now given up the useless struggle to free themselves from the mass of wood that held them down. Ulrich limited his endeavors to an effort to bring his one particularly free arm near enough to his outer coat pocket to draw out his wine flask. Dang. Even when he had accomplished that operation, it was long before he could manage to unscrewing manage the unscrewing of the stopper or get any liquid down his throat. But what a heaven-sent draught it seemed. It was an open winter, and little snow had fallen as yet. Hence the captives suffered less from the cold than might have been the case that at the season of the year. Nevertheless, the wine was warming and reviving to the wounded man, and he looked across with something like a throb of pity to where his enemy lay, just keeping the groans of pain and wearing from across his lips. "Could you reach this flask if I threw it over to you?" asked Ulrich suddenly. There is good wine in it, and one may as well be comfortable as one can. Let us drink, even if tonight one of us dies. "No, I can scarcely see anything. There's so much blood caked around my eyes," said George. "And if any case, I don't drink wine with an enemy." Ulrich was silent for a few minutes and lay listening to the weary screeching of the wind. An idea was slowly forming and growing in his brain. An idea that gained strength every time he looked across at the man who was fighting so grimly against pain and exhaustion. In the pain and languor that Ulrich himself was feeling, the old fierce hatred seeming to die down. "Neighbor," he said presently, "do as you please if your men come first. It was a fair compact. But as for me, I've changed my mind. If my men are the first to come, you shall be the first to be helped. As though you were my guest, we have quarreled like devils all our lives over this stupid strip of forest, where the trees can't even stand upright in a breath of wind. Lying here tonight, thinking I've come to think we've been rather fools. There are better things in life than getting the better boundary dispute. Neighbor, if you will help me to bury the old quarrel, I will ask you to be my friend." George Zekman was silent for so long that Ulrich thought perhaps he had fainted with the pain of his injuries. Then he spoke slowly in jerks. "Whew, I'm out of breath." On the 4th page. "How the whole region would stare and gabble if we rode into the market square together. No one living can remember seeing a Zachman and von Gratwitz talking to one another in friendship. And what peace there would be among the Forster folk if we ended our feud tonight. And if we chose to make peace among our people, there is none other to interfere. No interlopers from outside. You would come and keep the sou'wester net beneath my roof, and I would come and feast on some high day at your castle. You would never fire a shot on your land, save when you invited me as a guest, and you should come and shoot with me down in the marshes where the wild fallow are. In all the countryside there is none that could be kinder if we willed to make peace. I never thought to have wanted to do other than hate you all my life. But I think I have changed my mind about things too. This last half hour, you offered me your wine flask. Ulrich von Gradwitz, I will be your friend." Damn, okay. For a space, both men were silent, turning over in their minds the wonderful changes that this dramatic reconciliation would bring about in the cold, gloomy forest where the wind tearing in fitful gusts through the naked branches and whistling round the tree trunks. They lay and waited for the help that would now bring release and succor to both parties. I think that means, what does that mean? Wait, what number was that? Number 10. Assistance or aid, particularly in times of distress. Okay. To both parties. And each prayed a private prayer that his men might be the first to arrive, so that he might be the first to show honorable attention to the enemy that had become a friend. Presently, as the As the wind dropped for a moment, Ulrich broke silence. "Let's shout for help," he said. "It is Lowell." Lowell, our voices may carry a little way. "They won't carry far, though, the trees and undergrowth," said George, "but we can try. Together, then." They raised their voices in a prolonged hunting call. "Together again," said Ulrich a few minutes later, after listening in vain for an answering hello. I heard nothing but the very annoying, irritating, a wind, said George hoarsely. There was silence again for some minutes, and then Ulrich gave a joyful cry. "I see figures coming through the wood. They are following in the way I came down the hillside." Both men raised their voices in as loud a shout as they could muster. "They hear us. They've stopped. Now they see us. They're running down the hill towards us," cried Ulrich. "How many of them are there?" "I can't see distinctly," said Ulrich. "9 or 10. "Then they are yours. I had only 7 out with me." "They are making all the speed they can, brave lads," said Ulrich gladly. "Are they your men?" asked George. "Are they your men?" he repeated impatiently, as Ulrich did not answer. "No," said Ulrich with a laugh, the idiotic chatter laugh of a man unstrung with hideous fear. "Who are they?" asked George quickly, straining his eyes to see what the other would gladly not have seen. "Wolves." That is the end of the story. They got eaten by wolves. Such a happy ending, don't we think? Okay, no questions. Okay. Describe the actions and motivations of the characters. How do they affect the story? They got eaten by wolves. That's what we assume. That's what I assume. Okay, so question number 1 is describe the actions and motivations of the characters. How do they affect the story? Question number 2 is describe the conflict in the story. How did it come about? Is it resolved? Well, they got eaten, so I guess it's resolved. Using the character in conflict, what do you think is the theme of the story? Justify your answer.
Hello, it's just me.
What are you doing back? Why the heck are you having an outfit change? That's nice. Okay. Describes actions and motivations. So I have the printed out version of the story. They got eaten by wolves. That's how the conflict got solved, I guess. Let's look at that. Getting eaten by. But they got eaten by wolves. Nah. Okay. I still can't get over that. They got eaten by wolves. Okay. So, let's go ahead and answer these questions. Dad, your phone is ringing. Okay. Describe the actions and motivations of the characters. So, uppercase, Ulrich And nope, that says and bro, where's the name? G-E. There's much similitations and metaphors. What? George. George is spelled Georg. So Ulrich and George have been fighting since they were. Hey, Dad, who was calling? What'd she say? Did you tell her? Since they were born. But I need to upgrade this. There. Nope, wrong there. There. Family. Yeah, shoot. Is Mom out of the appointment? Is Mom and Nicole gonna go out to eat? Is Mom and Nicole going to go out to eat? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it clearly. It's okay. Bye. Their families. Oh, the families have been fighting over land for 3 generations. Describe the actions and motivations of the characters. They ran into each other in the strip. No, not that kind of strip. They ran into each other in the strip of land they have been fighting for. And before they could pop a shot off a tree got struck. Oh, wait, no. The tree got struck by lightning and fell on top of them, and they both got stuck. Period. Okay, that's my answer for the first one. Describe the conflict in the story. How did it come about? Is it resolved? I kind of said that in the first one. How many? We're supposed to have 4 to 5 sentences. 1, 2, 3. Shoot. it affects the story. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. That's literally what I do in my mind whenever I have to spell because B-E-C-A-U-S-E. B-E-C-A-U-S because if they weren't fighting over the lands, they both would not have been in the forest at that time of night. Dot. Period. Okay. So, describe the conflict of the story. Oh, they got stuck. Both Ulrich and George. Bro, I spelled Ulrich wrong. Ulrich got stuck under a tree that fell after it got struck by lightning. Yeah, I spelled ling wrong. Oh, my headphones are starting to hurt my head. Does it ever happen to you where like you have headphones on and like you have them on like a certain spot for a period of time, like starts to hurt your head in that spot? That happens to me. I love the sound of rain.
I made the decisions that believed in my heart to be right. I thought it would be. And yet it was the last of my family. No. Not the last.
There's a trash can.
Some of the greatest men are shaped by the difficult decisions they have to make. I know this is a tough time for you, Sam. And I've made a decision to still punish you for consistently disobeying my orders regarding family resources.
Hey, Dad, your phone's getting a call. Your phone is getting a call. Oh. School?
Previously on NCIS Los Angeles. If the secret wishes to see what's the job?
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, good. After I got struck by lightning. Period. Yeah. Okay, so I got struck by lightning. They shot off mean comments back and forth. Shot off mean comments back and forth until they got bored of doing that. Period. That's 2 sentences. I mean, is it resolved? Kind of. They got eaten by wolves. So I don't know if that counts as the problem getting resolved. Hey, Dad.
Yes.
If 2 people are like fighting and then they get eaten by wolves, is the problem solved?
Those 2 people are concerned. They don't have anything to fight about anymore because they're both dead.
That is very true. As far as I'm concerned, they have nothing to fight about because they're both dead. Oh, that is funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know why that was funny. It just is.
Headhunters and the birds like that can answer which headhunters do. So basically, anything in a Tarzan movie. Much. Do you have recurring nightmares? Yes, one of any lucky. What? Does everybody have that? Can I hear that? That's not working.
Sorry, I was watching something real quick. Okay. What are doing that? This all came about. This all happened BECAUSE because of a petty fight. Oh, lovely. Thank you. A petty fight that has been going on for 3 how do you spell generations? Wait. 3 generations. Ow, my hand. For 3 generations. Is it resolved? The problem is kind of resolved. It's kind of resolved because they both got eaten by, put in all caps, wolves. And then exclamation point. Okay, using the characters in conflict, what do you think the theme of the story is? Justify your answer. I think that the theme of the story is if you fight with someone, you get eaten by wolves. No, I'm gonna get to the bathroom. When I come back, I'm really hoping I see someone commenting something because I have nothing. So, if you guys want to comment stuff, what you guys think the theme is, using the characters in conflict. What do you think? What do you think is the theme of the story? Justify your answer. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. If anyone wants to comment below, comment what they think the theme is. Go ahead and get over there. Please comment something. You guys, how much longer? Yeah.
We're still together. That's nice. You're less than one than any of my marriages. Let me see. A little bit angry. I let him drive. You know who killed this guy. Why would I? Because I'm Russian. We all look the same to you. You think I know everything every Russian is doing in this state? Just the criminals. That hurts. I don't know. But you had an idea. Was there any song unusual? I don't think so. So was the elephant. He's Russian. In this case, Swan does not mean God. Zakon stands for Судовое постановление. It is short now. It's a law for Russian prison code. It's a prison code John Gosling. It depends what is on the field. And the ring, we went through. Long enough was at work. He had a thief stepped on his middle finger to show his part of what he grabbed from. So well killed the top of his finger to show him the woman in the club. Something like that, yeah. And what do you know that we do? Something like this. Someone who works for someone who wants him dead, someone who spent time in a Russian prison as one of my speaks. Someone like Dmitry Grishna.
What's up, guys? I'm back. In the past couple days. If any of you guys have any themes in the story, I'll take any suggestions. Welcome back, dickhead. cool, damn. I'm bored. Damn, you dumbass, stop texting my girlfriend. Do you want some problems? So what if I do? Or should I try to take note? If a train is traveling at 72 kilometers per hour on a road of 360 kilometers, how much time will it take to arrive? I said, damn you, man. He said, damn you, man. I'll leave her alone and just calm down. Look, if a girl looks like a potato, that's not right or fried. Why do all people over the age of 40 have the phone case that opens like a book? I hate texting. Come live with me. Oh, I am bored. Because I don't know the theme and I just spit something. Okay. Add kilo to more after this. What? Using the characters in conflict, what do you think the theme of the story is? Just find your answer. Oh, resolve problems before it's too late.
You really think you can stall keeping her all that? Can't.
How would you slip up? We're just trying to help you, Agent Snyder.
Officer Snyder thinks you can't help him. Actually,
Gumi.
you don't help. Well,
Okay.
you can help yourself.
Sounded pretty insulting to me.
I'm pulling up my pants. What's going on with the back of my pants?
You're interfering with the federal investigation.
Come here. Back of my pants is doing something really weird. Okay. These are films before it's too late. I say my printer just turned on and I didn't touch it. I didn't touch anything. So like what?
What other job would you be doing if you couldn't be a
I say this. DECAUSE. What's this button do? What did it do? I didn't do anything.
It's a little domestic misunderstanding. I'll take it another time. Thanks for having my back in that part. I will take a look for you. The lines are a whole other thing. But remember that. I'm going, so you should stop talking. I'm not speaking from experience, so you should really stop talking. But you won't. Brezhnev doesn't know that. They told me as Michelle explained. He did. What Brezhnev did just give you. What if you never met him? We slowly split the country with the Civil War. But maybe he stayed behind and showed Michelle kill Kirby. If he's been here the whole time, he could have been here by now. It's possible. But what? If he was here, he had a whole field with so much Michelle. She's careful, she's not pro. People make mistakes. If Brezhnev's been here all this time, why did he wait till now to still learn? They watched all the time, right? They risked that effort.
Sorry, I'm messing around with this little thing on the side.
Oh, hell no.
It brings like my head forward. I have nothing better to do with my life. I really don't know what to do. Ooh, I say this because wait, I need my music. What?
Who's having dinner with this?
What?
Who's having dinner with
Alex! Alex! Are you here?
Who's having here?
I just want to make sure that you were here.
Yeah, how many dinners is that?
Are you leaving soon? Alex! Alex! Are you leaving? Okay. Tabby's here too. Skimming. A, B, C, D, D, E, F, F. Yo, someone asked me how tiny my ex's penises are. That's how tiny. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, Q, R, S, T, U, B, W, X, Y, and Z. Z? Yes. Yes. I did it. And my paper is right here. I wasn't looking at it. It was. It was on my paper. Okay. A. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Frick yeah. Let's do it one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I know my ABCs next time once you sing with me. I say this because right. Because of right. Oh my gosh, you can do the alphabet. Yep. What can you do? Because of right. No. Obviously, you can't. I don't think that's how you spell alphabet, though. Obviously, you can't spell because that's not how you spell alphabet. It's ALPHABET. I can annoy you. You're not doing a very good job at that. So I don't think you can do that. Clearly can't get a life either. Not meaning to be rude. Just in kind of facts. Okay, let's get back to work. So I say this because right after they ended the long Hello? Hi. Long feud? How do you spell feud? Okay. Mm. Mm. The long feud. It's after they ended the long feud. Right after they ended the long feud, they. Hey, Mom. Mom, I got a question.
What, honey?
Said I got a question.
Okay,
So,
I'll come up with some answers.
there's these two families that have been fighting for 3 generations over a strip of land.
Got it.
So, the 2 oldest are stuck under a tree that got struck by lightning.
It's just a joke.
No, this is one of the stories that I have to read for English. So, one of the problems is, like, they end up getting eaten by wolves before they can resolve
The
it.
guys under the tree that got,
They got eaten by wolves.
okay, what's
At
it?
the end of the story. My question is, did the problem get resolved?
The problem that they were feuding about? While they were sitting under the tree?
No. So, the 2 families there was one called Ulrich and George.
Those are the 2 family names of the 2 people that were feuding.
Yes. So, Ulrich thinks that it's his land, and, George thinks it's his land. So, they're both trying to hunt on the same land because they think it's theirs, and, jabbing each other kind of stuff. And then one night they are trying to keep each other off their land, and they run into each other in the forest. And before they can do anything, the tree that's right next to them gets struck by lightning, and they both are stuck under the tree. And while they're trying to wait for their men to try to get them, and they're it's trying to insult each other. And then they're about to resolve everything, handing them a flask, saying, let's be friends. And then they see figures coming, but those things end up are wolves. So, and I'm pretty sure they get eaten by wolves.
That's assumed.
Yes. Is the problem resolved because they get eaten by wolves, or is it not resolved?
What depends? Was there any information about the families? Was it a familial fight or was it just 2 men fight?
Family fight.
No, it was not resolved.
Okay.
Because the men's hatred for each other spilled over to the family.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
How was your meeting?
Oh, it was good. I got sign language letters.
Sign language letters. Oh,
The
that
alphabet.
you're supposed to learn.
The alphabet.
Okay, I don't want to look at it tonight, but
I know I can already do it.
good.
But they're
Did
meeting.
Julie get off okay?
Yes. There's a meeting every single Friday.
We can't do that, honey.
Okay.
3:30 to 3:45. That's just, I'll never do this again with Daddy and Tabby. That was a fiasco.
Okay.
So I'll have to do the best I can. If I can get Julie a few minutes early on Friday, then maybe we can get you.
I mean, I could just walk home.
No,
Okay.
not by yourself, not in this crazy society. I've already told you that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, come on down with me.
Yes. I gotta go eat. Deuces.